Hi guys, and welcome back to my book corner. I'm so happy to see you guys are back. I know it's been a hot minute and I'm really sorry about that, but I have had some big life events that happened and I just couldn't get back to YouTube to record something. But obviously I'm back. So today we are going to cover a post-apocalyptic novel. Ooh, exciting. We are covering The End by G. Michael Hopf. I'm so sorry that if I butchered his name. But let's jump in. So, first off, let's go over what this book is about. As usual, we're going to just do a quick synopsis here, and I promise no spoilers. Our main character, Gordon Van Zant, he seems like a pretty good guy. He was a Marine in Iraq for a long period of time, and this book actually takes place. Well, they go over a little bit of his Iraq stuff, and then the bulk of the book takes place 10 years after he was in Iraq. So basically, what's happened is several parts of the world, North America included, have suffered what they call a super EMP attack. That means no power at all. The super EMP caused serious damage to the power grid, and power is out everywhere. It doesn't sound so bad at first until you quickly realize, oh, the power is out for an undetermined amount of time, and there's a couple points where they allude that it could be a year or more before they're able to get the power grid back on. And that's when things really start to go downhill. From here, civilization falls into chaos extremely quickly, and that is the bulk of what the book covers. With that in mind, let me tell you guys what I did like about it. And there was a lot I really liked about this book. The main character, Gordon, amazing. You guys know how important it is to me that I like the main character. If I don't like the main character, it severely affects how much I like the book. But Gordon, he was very, human. He had flaws, like everybody does. But this was a guy who really cared about his family. He was extremely practical and he was down to earth. And throughout the whole book, he really took charge and was very logical and rational about things in times of extreme stress. And it really did amaze me. He'd be the one I would want to lead if I was experiencing this creepy, like, post apocalyptic scenario where there's power out. I would totally let him be in charge and let him tell me what to do. The whole book really had me rooting for him and his family to make it. And I love a book where the main character is a 10 out of 10, and I felt that he was exactly that. In addition to really liking the main character, I did really appreciate how realistic this book made everything seem. You don't have to read far into the book for things to start happening really quickly, and it goes south fast. I did think the author did a really exceptional job of showing just how quickly civilization unraveled. He really drove home the point that the things that mattered were basic necessities like food and water. And there's even one particular section in the book where he's talking about how long a city can survive. And I think the city that they live in, it was 6 million people. And they would start running out of food in a matter of days because of the things you take for granted. No food trucks and deliveries. Like grocery stores didn't have enough food for people for a prolonged period of time, which shocked me. I thought grocery stores would have a lot of food. Nope, just a couple days. So all of a sudden, with no food deliveries, no manufacturing, the city was running out of food fast. It didn't have enough food to support the amount of people that it had, and people were going to starve extremely quickly. And that was really eye opening. It also made me realize that if something like this did happen, I am woefully unprepared to handle something like this. That's kind of a scary realization, but it was very realistic, I suppose, just to see how fast things went bad and stayed bad. And along that line too, this kind of ties into the point I just made, but I really liked the bad guys in this book. And it's not what you think. I didn't really like the bad guys, but the bad guys made the book seem very realistic. The author didn't shy away at all from having really bad characters in the book, and he demonstrated a level of desperation that people were going to go to when society started to unravel, and that was super scary. I thought it was done really well too. Not only did it add suspense to the plot, but it really made the situation feel dire and real, and that it had become life and death. Overall, in my opinion, the bad people in the book portrayed really, really well the whole, apocalypse feel that the book was going for. But what didn't I like about it? Now, I'm going to keep this section super short because I actually really loved this book. But in all fairness, I'm always going to be honest and tell you guys when there's something that I didn't like. There was one main, we'll call her an antagonist in this book, Mindy, and she runs the homeowners association, and I just despised everything about her character. And it's twofold in this situation, and I understand that because, yeah, if this situation was real, there would really be people out there like her that are just awful, awful, awful. I get it. So, in that sense, yeah, it adds to the realism. But hot damn, you guys, did she just suck as a human being? She was just a miserable, miserable, horrible person. Every time she came back around in the book, I just wanted to shake all the people and just tell them to wake up and realize how awful and manipulative she was, because she just made everything worse. But I mean, yeah, okay, she wasn't great, but she was the only thing in this book that I actually didn't like. I totally understand why her character existed for the sake of the plot, and I can appreciate it in that respect. But when you are that awful, hard to root for you, and I did not care for her one bit. With all of those goodies, though, the best part now, we will talk about my rating for this book. Now, I'm sure you guys can tell I absolutely loved this book. So, with that being said, I would rate this one 4 hearts. Now, that's probably not a surprise because I've just been spending the last 5 minutes telling you guys how much I like it. I read this all in one sitting. I took it with me actually to a doctor's appointment where I was expecting a long wait, and then I finished it that very same afternoon that I got home. I couldn't tear myself away. And this is one of those books where I say it left a lasting impression because I thought about this one for days after I finished it. I'm hyped for this book too because it's book one in a series, and I think there's 7 or 8 in total. I think at least 7. Don't quote me on that though. But I have them all because my brother read this series and then gave it to me to read, and I'm absolutely going to finish all the books. And of course, I will share my reviews with you guys too as I go along because I wouldn't be me if I didn't. So if you're looking for basically like a post-apocalyptic novel, I think this is the one to read. This is the best one that I've read to date, and I really highly recommend it. Borrow it from the library if you don't want to buy it, but I think it has some pretty good reread value, so this would be one I would consider buying personally. You won't be disappointed. But as always, if you've read this book, please let me know what you think and leave me a comment. If you guys want to discuss spoilers, all I ask is that you leave a little note on your comment if it contains spoilers so people can avoid those. But I would love to chat specifics about this book because I really genuinely enjoyed it. And always, if you like the content, please consider subscribing if you already haven't. But until the next book, I will see you guys very soon.